Hello. This is really strange, but hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's mad. I've wanted to do this for a very long time, and I have no idea what I'm doing, so please bear that in mind. You can probably see the ring. I have one of those ring light things, and I thought it would be good for the lighting, but I forgot I wear glasses and you can literally see the ring, so I'm sorry about that, but it's staying because I like the way it looks. Also, I'm filming this in short little bursts, so if the phone has moved position, don't be alarmed. I mean, not that you would be alarmed, but the reason is because I feel like I can cope with it if it's just in little bursts. So yeah, I feel like I've said a lot already and not even really introduced myself yet, but my name is Lily. I am 18 years old. I've wanted to do a YouTube channel for a while. I always kind of planned I would do it after A-levels. Yeah, let's not talk about A-levels. That kind of all went up in flames, but you know, I might talk about that in another video because I feel like there's a lot of people in the same position as me, so might be a good thing to talk about. But yes, I'm Lily, I'm 18. It's like that part in an interview where they ask you to describe yourself. I've forgotten everything. Who am I? Yeah, I can't even think of anything. But what do I like? I like watching TV. I like Netflix very, very much. I like music. I like spending time with family and friends. I like the colour yellow, as you can see by my nails and by my cushions behind me. I like lots of brightly coloured things. You know, I'm not one of those people that has a set colour scheme in my room. No. I have all of the colours. All of them. I like food very much. I'm a Christian and I go to church. I mean, I don't go to church at the moment because coronavirus, but yeah. I'm trying to think of other things. Can't think of anything else. Probably, you know, there's probably a lot more, but I can't think of it right now because I'm on the spot, you know. I probably should have written something down, but you know, maybe it's more authentic this way. Yeah, I really don't know what I'm doing. I really don't. Okay, so good news so far. I'm not freaking out too much. I have actually tried to film this a few times. I tried yesterday, I think. Yeah, I think it was yesterday, to be honest. All the days blend into one during lockdown, but I think it was yesterday. And I just was watching the videos and I was like, gross. I hate this. I hate the way my face looks. It's really weird because you're so used to looking at your face in the mirror and then you see it the right way round and it's like, no, do I look like that to other people? It's horrible. But I'm trying to get over it. So this is part of me trying to get over it. So yeah. I can't remember what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, so I was thinking maybe for this video, because I didn't want to just do an introducing me video, because as you saw previously, it's hard to think of things to describe yourself. So I thought it might be better to do a little my favourites in lockdown, because everyone is doing lockdown and it's driving everybody crazy, but we've all got things that are kind of helping us through. So yeah, I do actually have a blog with the same name, Lily in the middle, and I've done favourites type posts on there before, so it's just going to be similar. I'm guessing watching this right now is mostly from my family and friends, so if you've read those blog posts then you'll kind of know what I'm about to do. I mean, it's pretty simple. I think anyone would know what favourites are. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to talk about was Netflix. As I said before, I love Netflix with most of my heart, and I've been watching quite a lot of TV shows during lockdown, as I think everybody has. I think everyone's sleeping patterns have gone completely out the window. I, for one, I'm not the kind of person that watches things during the day. I don't really binge watch during the day. I do other stuff, and then when it comes to the evening, I will watch stuff with my family first, and then about like 10 when they go to bed, I will sit and watch my own shows, and I can't stop myself from watching more and more episodes, and then it gets to like 2:30 in the morning and I'm still awake. But yeah, anyway, I think it's alright, you know, whatever gets us through, that's what I say. But yeah, so I've been watching quite a few shows. I'll start with the ones I've been watching with my mum and dad. I've been watching, well, first we watched Defending Jacob, which I got a free membership of Apple TV for a year with my new phone, and we decided to watch that mostly, if I'm being honest, mostly because Chris Evans was in it. Need I say more? I mean, Captain America, not the radio DJ. Just getting that out there. But yeah, we watched that, and that was really good actually. It's about this family whose son is convicted of murder, and the whole way through you don't really know who's done it, and that's really cool because it's so unpredictable. I don't usually watch that kind of show, like the kind of crime type show, but yeah, it was really, really good, and I would definitely recommend it. It's only 8 episodes as well, so even if you get the free for a week thing on Apple TV, watch that. We also decided to watch, now this is a questionable choice on my part, but it actually wasn't too bad. I decided to rewatch Sex Education with my mum and dad. I know what you're thinking. Why would I do that to myself? But it actually was alright, you know. I just kind of, at the start, when anything awkward was happening, I would just pick up my phone and just look at that. But by the end of it, it was like, it's fine, you know. It's no big deal, really. And I'm so glad that they loved it, because it's one of my favourite shows. If you've not watched it, watch it. It's the best. But yeah, I was really glad because they loved the characters as much as I did, and the story, and yeah. So yeah, that was another thing I watched with my parents. And then we've just started watching a show called The Morning Show, and that's on Apple TV as well. It's the one with Jennifer Aniston, Steve Carell and Reese Witherspoon in it, so really good cast. And yeah, so far that's really good. We've only watched 2 episodes, but so far I'm liking that. So that's the things I've been watching with my mum and dad. I've also been rewatching Friends for like the millionth time with my little brother, because he's just turned 12, so he can watch it now. And it's great because we say the jokes all the time in my house, and now he can join in. Honestly, I could watch Friends over and over again and still find all the same jokes funny, even though I know they're coming up, because I just adore it. So yeah, that's what I've been watching with my family. I'm sorry if I'm speaking too quick. I filmed this a couple of times now, and this section has been way too long, so I'm trying to kind of zip through it but not miss anything out. And then the shows I've been watching by myself. I finished rewatching Teen Wolf at the start of lockdown. Teen Wolf is my favourite show in the whole world. I love it to bits. And the Teen Wolf reunion was just everything and more. I cried. It was brilliant. And then once I finished Teen Wolf, I wanted to watch another kind of supernatural show. I am a bit of a sucker for supernatural shows, but they have to be good. So they have to have some good acting, they have to be a bit unpredictable. And like, I watched Shadowhunters once, not in lockdown, it was before, and sorry if you like it, but I could not get through an episode. It just made me want to rip my eyeballs out. Sorry, again, a little bit dramatic. But yeah, I did not like it at all. So I wanted to start watching Vampire Diaries. I'd been wanting to watch it for a while, and then my friend who I made watch Teen Wolf, and he liked it. He zipped through it so quickly, I don't know how, but he was like, why didn't we start Vampire Diaries? I think I've become way more obsessed with it than him. Hi Jonathan, if you're watching. I hope you are. You better be. But yeah, I watched the first episode and I was like, not sure, you know, let's give it a go. I watched the second episode and I was hooked. I am now completely obsessed with it. I watch like 10 episodes a night. I love the characters, the story. It's really unpredictable. Second by second, I don't know what's going to happen, which is really cool. It's funny, it's got romance in it, it's got exciting things, scary things, which I love. I love a big mishmash of things in a show. And yeah, it's great. I love it. I've also been watching a show called New Girl on Netflix, which is another it's really funny, and yeah, I like to have kind of a supernatural type show and a funny show at the same time, like a light-hearted one, and New Girl fits that perfectly. And there are like 6 seasons, so I'm set for a while. And the episodes are only about 20 minutes long as well, so it's nice and easy to kind of fit in. And yeah, it's really funny. It's kind of stupid humour, which I like, and yeah, it's great. So that's what I've been watching during lockdown. As well as watching way too much TV, me and my family have also been watching all of the James Bond films. So my mum got a big box set for her birthday in March from my dad, and so we've been kind of watching them all from the start to the end. We just watched Quantum of Solace, which is the second Daniel Craig one, and we've got 2 left, so Skyfall and Spectre, and then we've got the new one, obviously, but that's not come out yet. But yeah, I'll be honest with you, quite a lot of the beginning ones, I either watched little bits of them or barely watched them, because they were so sexist and racist, you know, 60s, 70s. I just kind of, I was like, no, I'm not enjoying this. But I watched bits of them, so I kind of have a bit of an idea of what they're all about. I could try watch them again, maybe I will one day, but for the moment I just couldn't deal with the sexism and the racism. I know it was a different time, but it wasn't an enjoyable watch, some of the first ones. But yeah, also with the James Bond films, the plots can be quite complex. Even though it's kind of a fun film, it's quite like you have to follow it. So if I kind of looked away for a bit because I didn't want to see a certain part, and then tried to get back into the story, something completely different was happening and the enemy wasn't an enemy anymore, and I had no idea what was going on. So yeah, but I watched some of them like properly. I really wanted to watch the Duran Duran one, the one with Duran Duran's song in it, because I love Duran Duran. So I watched that one and that was good. I can't even remember what that one was called. A View to a Kill, that's what it was called. I remembered. That one was quite good. And then I watched, especially getting later on, I watched all the Pierce Brosnan ones, which were also really good. And just kind of, as they get more modern, they become less, you know, iffy, shall we say, and more kind of enjoyable to watch for me. So yeah, I enjoyed the Pierce Brosnan ones, but my favourite one by far so far has been Casino Royale, which was the first Daniel Craig one. I think for me he's definitely my favourite, and it just was so emotional. Like, I was thinking about it for like days afterwards. It was so like heartbreaking. So yeah, I would definitely recommend, if you haven't seen any of the James Bonds, I think it's kind of like one of those things you have to watch. And if you want to watch Casino Royale. Although it kind of was more sad because I've seen some of the others, so maybe that's not the best advice. I don't know. But yeah, I'm looking forward to watching the next couple. And that's just another thing we've been watching, me and my family, especially on like a Sunday afternoon, you know, after dinner. Just been watching James Bond, and it's been a nice like tradition to have during lockdown. So yeah. Okay, so next I want to talk about something that has been seriously a godsend during lockdown, and that is Mr. Joseph Wicks. Joe Wicks has just been amazing. I started doing the workouts with my dad and my brother probably like a couple of weeks into lockdown. We didn't do it straight away, or I didn't do it straight away. And honestly, I probably did not do enough exercise before lockdown. In fact, I definitely didn't, because I was just always doing other things. I was either working or revising or meeting with friends or going out, or RIP, I want to go out again so bad. But yeah, I was doing other things, and so I didn't really make time for it. But with all the time in the world that I've had during lockdown, I thought, why not, you know, why not do it? And I can't imagine not doing it now. His workouts are so good because they're kind of like, you can do them at any level. Like, he gets out of breath doing them, but then kids can do them too, so it's like you can do it at like varying. You can do more reps or more time if you want, or make it harder if you want to. And he's kind of been slowly building up as well, so at the start, you know, it was more easy, and now it's harder. And yeah, it's just been really great. It's been the kind of thing that even if I've had a really like unproductive day, if I've done my Joe Wicks workout, I feel much better about myself. We don't do it in the morning, we tend to do it before dinner, so at like 5 o'clock. And it just, you know, it makes me feel better about myself. So the next thing I want to talk about is reading. I am actually going to university, hopefully, in the autumn to study English literature and theatre. And I feel like I have not read enough yet. I don't think I've really read enough in lockdown either. I think a lot of people have read loads. And I also think a lot of people on my course are going to have read all of the books that there are to read in the world. And I am definitely not. But I'm trying to fix that. And there's still, you know, there's still the summer. So I'm going to try and read a lot more. But I have been doing some reading. And the first book that I actually finished reading during lockdown was It. Now, this book is huge. It's heavy, you know, you can't take it anywhere. And you know, it took me a while. It's quite kind of like hard on your brain almost. It's not like it's difficult words necessarily, but it's quite kind of psychological. So it takes something out of you. And I was probably reading this for quite a few months, but I finally finished it. And honestly, it's probably one of my favourite books I've ever read. It's so clever. Stephen King's writing is incredible. He's got such an imagination. It's kind of grim in a lot of places, but the descriptions and the like rich imagery is just amazing. It's so good. And I do actually, although I can't watch horror films, I've never seen a horror film in my whole life. Although I can't watch horror, I can read it. I really like, probably my favourite genre of books is kind of gothic and horror, because I just find it so exciting, so good to read. So yeah, I finished this during lockdown. The next book I read after that, I wanted a nice, easy, light book to read after that monstrosity. So I went for this book called If I Never Met You by Mary McFarlane. And this was good. It was very predictable. You knew exactly what was going to happen, and I probably read it in like 2 days. And it's like a transition from teen fiction to adult. Like, it's adults, but it's still that kind of easy to read love story type book. Kind of like, I don't even know how to describe it, but if you're the kind of person that's still reading, if you're kind of my age and still reading a lot of the kind of more teeny books like this are good, because they're about adults, so they're about kind of older people, but it's still that same kind of nice, light, easy read, like a fun read, you know. So yeah, it was really obvious what was going to happen the whole way through, but it was quite enjoyable. So yeah, I read that. And then the next book I read, this is again probably one of my favourite books I've ever read, was Girl, Woman, Other by Bernardine Evaristo, or Evaristo, I'm not too sure. And yeah, this book was amazing. It's a Booker Prize winner, the one from 2019, and it's so clever. It's written in third person, so it's not like I did this, I did that. It's she did this, he did that. But you all know what third person is. I don't know why I had to describe it. But yeah, it's like it's got loads of different characters, but at the same time you feel like you know all of the characters by the way that she writes. It's so clever. and they all kind of interweave, a bit like, you know, in Love Actually, how all the characters are connected. It's a bit like that. And it's so like real and raw and honest, but then it's also funny and interesting. So yeah, I would totally recommend going with it, especially if you want to read some more books by Black authors about Black people. Read this book because it's brilliant. It's really good. And also read it if you are interested in feminism. It's not just for women, you know, it kind of suggests that by the title, but I think anyone would enjoy this book. But if you're interested in strong Black female characters, this is one for you. Okay, and the book I'm reading currently is George Orwell's 1984. This is a really cool copy because it kind of feels really old, but I think it's actually from the library, and it's got, yeah, it is, and it's got like, I don't know what the word is, but the dates on it, like 2nd of May 1975, which I love because I feel like it has a story. It's sentimental like that. But yeah, I'm about kind of 2/3 of the way through, I guess, and loving it so far. This is another one that's kind of a bit hard on the brain. It's very psychological because it's, if you've ever read Handmaid's Tale, she's captured and it's all in her head, and it's pretty similar with this. The main character Winston, it's all kind of his thoughts and his experience, so it's not necessarily like this event happens then this event happens. It's more kind of the psychological impact of what he's going through, which is good. It's a really good book, but I can't read lots of big chunks at a time. It's not like I will sit there and read 6 chapters because I'm so engrossed in it. It's more I don't know, it's more difficult than that, but it is really good. And especially if you like kind of sci-fi, futuristic stuff, this is a really good one to read because it was written in 1940 something. Let's see if I can find it. 1949. So it was kind of it took, what am I trying to say? It was kind of the like inspiration for a lot of writers like Margaret Atwood, who wrote The Handmaid's Tale. So yeah, this is a good one to read too. So yeah, that kind of rounds up everything I was going to talk about. Just thought I'd do a few of the things I've been loving during lockdown, and kind of introduce myself a little bit. Thank you for watching. If you've stuck with me till the end, thanks. If you are someone that I know personally, a friend or family member, thank you for supporting me and watching this. If you're not, hello, nice to meet you. Probably should have done that at the start, but never mind. I am hopefully going to be posting videos, especially kind of with regards to university and starting university, because I for one found them so helpful in deciding what university to go to. But I'm also going to do stuff like this, and you know, maybe kind of more talky ones, like kind of talking about subjects that are important to me. I don't really know yet, but yeah, thank you for watching. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's around the page somewhere, and I'll put it in the description box as well. And yeah, thank you for watching. I don't really know how to end this, but I'm just going to say, hope you have a good rest of your week, and yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.